Now, there's actually something I have struggled to understand about our Premier as bad as Daniel Andrews got elected 3 times. You saw, I was trying to get answers before. It's confusing. Like during the pandemic, right? Brutal lockdowns, fining people just for sitting on a park bench in the open air with no danger to anyone, despite what Daniel Andrews claimed, and even shooting protesters with rubber bullets, as if Victoria had turned into a police state, which it sometimes did indeed feel like. Meanwhile, of course, more people died of the virus in Andrews' state than anywhere else in the country. Yet there he is, apparently as popular as ever. Well, joining me is Sophie Elsworth, media writer for The Australian. Sophie, you've been looking at the media handling of Daniel Andrews. It really was second to none. I was stunned how good it was. Can you explain what you saw, how it is that someone who I don't think was very competent came across as so in control?
Well, you're absolutely right, Andrew. Daniel Andrews was always in control. And there's a reason that people did call him Dictator Dan, particularly during those lockdowns. He ruled the state with an iron fist. People were scared of him, I believe. The media were intimidated by him at times. We've got a young media press pack, generally speaking, here in Victoria. He always controlled the narrative. He would try and gaslight the journalists and make them look stupid at press conferences or almost belittle them. And I think it really worked. He's got this strategy where he is always in the driver's seat and he just escapes answering questions. He's a master at not answering a question, deflecting and then moving on.
And also that air of certainty. I think people mistrust their own judgment when they see someone who's like, you know, me, make a mistake? No. You know, that confidence is what rattled people. I think, isn't it also the case, I think it's particularly true of Victoria, maybe also South Australia, that when you get reporters in state politics, not always, there are people that really love the job or love to stay in that. That often, a number of times, the best tend to get poached to go to Canberra and do the national politics. So you do tend to get, among the seasoned people, a lot of younger ones as well that aren't so confident.
You do, Andrew, and it's a young journalism fraternity now in Australia, particularly in the state rounds department. So you get the journalists coming up, a lot of them want to start in state politics, then they want to head to Canberra where the big stuff happens. So they move on and it's a bit of a revolving door of young reporters. There's some very good reporters in the press pack, but I was pretty flabbergasted with some of the treatment of the media's treatment of Daniel Andrews during the lockdowns. I felt a lot of the journalists, particularly the left-leaning media contingency here in Melbourne, went along with him. They did not challenge him. People were locked in their houses. There was people being shot in the streets, you know, rubber bullets. We've seen all that vision. It's really confronting, Andrew. And I felt sometimes these press conferences, sitting at home, you'd go, what are these journalists doing? Why aren't they holding him to account?
No, you make a good point, but I just wonder then whether he deliberately made them scared by picking out 2 people in particular for treatment. People that a lot of journalists would think they're the last ones you'd touch because they've got such a media profile. One, of course, and this is very unusual for a Premier to do this, he cut off the access from the 2 most popular news sort of programs on radio. One, he banned 3AW's Neil Mitchell, the ratings winner in that slot for years. He's banned him for years, and also banned the ABC's Virginia Trioli as well on her morning show. I think when you do that, he didn't seem to suffer from it, but when you do that, the rest of the media has got a little lesson.
Yeah, that's right. And he didn't need them. I mean, Andrew...
How come he didn't need them?
Because it goes back to the fact, and I think this is the biggest problem, we have a pathetic opposition in Victoria. They did not hold him to account. They've got a revolving door of leaders. What do they stand for? Who would know? And so what was the alternative for Victoria? And I never felt that there was a strong alternative for Victorians.
But can I just turn from that to a story that you broke today in The Australian, just this afternoon. It's an update of a story that we've talked before. We mentioned that 2GB's Ben Fordham had declared on-air a sponsorship that he had with Uber, although it was declared online. But more particularly 3AW, and that's a sister radio station. They're both in the 9 group. Jacqueline Felgate, she didn't declare at all about a dozen sponsorship she had. What's the latest?
So the latest is Jackie Felgate has 15 lucrative deals. 15, Andrew, get your head around that the station have not declared on their register on their website. Now, today I spoke to Ray Hadley. He's really annoyed about this situation. Now, remembering he's one of their top broadcasters, veteran broadcaster, and he told me today in the story on the Australian and the Herald Sun websites tonight that this is not okay. And he said it's basically tarnishing all the other broadcasters at the station. What on earth is going on within Nine Radio that they don't know that their newest appointment, who's been filling in since June last year, has 15 lucrative deals? She's plugging all various things. We've got to grab Andrew. Let's have a look at one of the things she's spruiking.
It's true, my amazing dentist Smile Solutions is giving away an Invisalign Smile Makeover valued at up to $10,000. To enter, simply head to Smile Solutions on Instagram, follow them and click the link in their bio. Don't miss out on your chance to receive a beautiful straight smile thanks to Australia's leading Invisalign provider.
I love it. My product.
And Andrew, if you ring up Smile Solutions and use the hash code or the code Jackie Felgate, you get a discount teeth treatment. I mean,
I don't know this.
But this stuff is all online. It's all available. How did they not know to disclose these deals? And I would question, how is Jackie Felgate going to be taken seriously as a broadcaster when she's plugging teeth deals? She's plugging clothing.
Lisa Wilkinson plugged all sorts of things and never seemed to hurt her either. There you go.
She's plugging Virgin, Coles. I mean, we're in a cost of living crisis.
Golly, I've been wasting my time. I just one day plugged the Red Hill bakery just for fun because I like the owners. That's the most I declare.
Were you paid?
I once got a fresh roll for free. Oh dear. No, it's Sophie Elsworth. Thank you so much indeed for your time.